Hi everybody, welcome to an October pickups, and it's the first of two. I've got a few things and over various formats, but what I'm going to do is one of them is just a big box of tapes, old dusty tapes, so I'm going to do that in a separate video. But first we've got a few newish, old and new. So we've got a mixture, and a couple of items I've been just buying over the last month. A couple of them, the 8-bit stuff, there's 3 of those, and they're all really good titles. They're all much needed for my subsets. So, and then we've got some PS5, and we've got some Dreamcast, but Dreamcast with a difference, and we'll get on to them. I've got myself a nice cup of coffee. It's about 9:30 at night. I normally do a pickles video in the morning, but I've been quite busy lately, and today I've been for a couple of the older warts off my elbow. I had 2 big warts on my elbow. They're awful. So I had them cut off today, burnt off. We've had a new washing machine put in. I had to fit that. Install that. So yeah, been quite a busy day really, been out a lot today. Went out for this tea at a nice big mixed grill, beautiful. I've just been playing some COD and thought, I know, while the raining Joe's in the bedroom, thought I'll do a nice pickups. It's nice and cosy, got some nice warm lighting behind me, and my ring light shining in my face, and that's what's going to give me the light to show you these games. So we'll start off with the 8-bit. We're talking Commodore 64, and we're talking 3 separate subsets. The first one is the Hit Squad subset label, and this one, it wasn't that dear. I thought this was one of the big hitters, but the guy who I bought it off, he's got his own shop, web, eBay seller, High Evolutionary. I think I've mentioned him before. Matt, his name is, and he's really good. He don't overprice stuff. You know, even though sometimes he'll put in the description rare, you know, you're talking like £7 or £8. He's not greedy, and that's what I like about it. And not only that, it puts all the games in new cases. This game is Driller. So this is on the Commodore 64. Driller is, or was, like a vector kind of game. 3D graphics. I've never played Driller. Castle Master was either the prequel or the sequel to this. David Retro Games played badly. Will probably be able to tell me that, seeing as though Castle Master was the bane of his life for his Spectrum Hit Squad collection for a long time. Next we have got an Americana game, a game from the Americana label, again on the Commodore 64. This one, I think this were about £17. Driller, by the way, were about, I think it were about £13 with postage, which I didn't think was too bad. This one were about £17, and this is Karate Champ. Again, like I said, on the American label, I think this is a re-release. I think Karate Champ were released at some point on a different label. But yeah, one-on-one fighting game, I think. There's still a few rare ones on the Americana label. Bearing in mind this is my second time round collecting for these, but you know, again, it's a weird thing. It's kind of quite sadistic, really. That, you know, sometimes I get rid of stuff and then I want them back, and you go through the whole process of getting things back. But I don't know. I'm just daft. Instead of keeping holding things in the first place, which is what normal people do. This last one for the 8-bit system, the Commodore, this this did cost me, but it just don't come up very often. I've seen maybe 5 or 6 copies since I started collecting for alternative software, but as time's gone on, it's just got harder and harder to find. It did pop up, and I'm not sure if I bought it for the asking price, can't remember off the top of my head, but it was about £30, I know. But it is Magic Rufus. Like I say, this is hard to come by, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it will probably buy it now. I always forget, because it was a while ago since I bought this, a few weeks ago now, but I forgot. But Magic Rufus is one of the alternative software games that I was missing, and I knew it was getting hard to track down, but I've now got it. Suburban Commando, I've never seen it. We have got, what's the other one? We've got the Popeye collection, don't see that. Got the Postman Pat collection, never seen that. There is also Rick the Roadie, seen that many a times for the Acorn Electra and BBC, but for the Commodore 64, just don't turn up. And there's the Ginormous collection, which I've only ever seen once, and I was a bit slow, and I took my eye off the ball, and I ended up losing out by 50, I think it was 50 pence or something like that. I was absolutely gutted. But I'm not sure. There's one more triple decker set. I can't remember which one it is. Might be number 8. But yeah, I'm missing that one, and again, that's just not coming up. Let's move on to PS5. Now, all these are sealed, and they're all under a tenner. I bought all these under £10. I don't intend on opening them. I don't really intend on playing them. But they're not games that I'm really interested in. Again, this is another one. I used to collect PS5 when I first got my PS5. I was collecting them. I was buying, fairly cheap ones. And then one day I just got rid of them all to CEX for pennies. And now I've decided I want them again. Anyway, we've got Tribes of Midgard. Could not tell you anything about this, but it was about £8, dirt cheap. It says a deluxe edition, but don't know what that entails. But yeah, that's Tribes of Midgard. Then we've got Deathloop. I have seen this gameplay of this. It don't really appeal to me. But out of these 4 that I'm showing you that I've picked up, probably the one that I play the most. That's Deathloop. It's very 70s. It's got that 70s vibe to it. Back for Blood. I think it's a zombie game, but I think is it the online one where you've got to play with people online? You'd think I'd be into that, playing Warzone, which is against people online. I don't know if it is that one. It might be completely, or it might be a completely different game. But yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, it just doesn't appeal to me. Next is just this one. I think this will about £7. This is 3D billiards, pool and snooker. Again, like I said, they're sealed. I have no intention of playing them really. Why are you collecting them then? They're sealed. That's the new trend. Sealed collections. You've heard it here second. Dylan's your first man to hear it from. Take that coffee's going cold very quickly. Next is a new subset. It's weird because I've toyed with this subset for ages really. I found myself coming across Resurrection games again for some reason, and it was that like nostalgic kick that brought me back to Resurrection games somehow. and obviously I was looking through stuff and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to start a new collection. And I went to the Dreamcast homebrew section of the site, and it's not news, it's not new, this is quite old news really. It's the Beats of Rage engine that coders, you know, have made games from, variations of games from, some good, some bad. There's also the Scum engine, which is used for like point and click adventures. There's about 5 pages of games, homebrew games for the Dreamcast, and I've started a subset collection of those. And they're gonna look nice, apart from that one there, which is quite out of place. But there's a quick highlight of what we've got. So first off, we've got Kill Bill. This is on the Beats of Rage engine, and basically they're pretty much all, you know, the Beats of Rage games are side-scrolling beat 'em ups or shoot 'em ups. They all use the same engine, but this one's themed to Kill Bill. There's no manuals with these, bearing in mind these are repros, Resurrection Games. Excuse me, do, you know, repros and but they're really good condition. Those discs are printed really nice. The covers are really nice. Have to excuse me. Bit chesty. Next we've got the Splatterhouse trilogy. I do intend on playing these, by the way. These aren't just shelf fillers. I do want to play these when I dig the old Dreamcast out at some point. But yeah, 3 times the fun, 3 times the blood, 3 times the carnage. Splatterhouse, you know, classic arcade game. Next we've got, again I believe that's on the Beats of Rage engine, as to is this. Crisis Evil 1 and 2. Now, I think 1 got pretty much very slated really. I don't think it was very good. In fact, I read that the creators of it had no experience of coding or anything like that, and somehow they just cobbled it together. It's pretty janky, it's pretty rough, but you know, I think Crisis Evil 2 does improve on that. You know, they've learnt a few things, they've learnt how to do it better. That's exactly what they've done. Again, like I said, the discs are lovely. They're really printed. It's not that rough print that you usually get from copied disc films, you know, games. It's really nice and smooth. It's really nicely printed. You've got choice of cases as well. I think there's clear, white and blue. I just felt that white would probably suit the Dreamcast better. Some would say blue. Do they do blue? Yeah, they do blue, but it's more of a PS2 blue. So, to be honest, I want to keep the blue cases for when I buy some PS2 games from Resurrection Games. And the last one, I think a few people have played this. Eddie and Pete Fighter, I think even that, because I'd mentioned it, he ended up having a go, having a few goes on it and playing it again. And this is Ghost Pilots. I think this is originally a Neo Geo game, maybe SNK, I don't know. But yeah, it's this is on a different engine. I think this is horizontal, vertical, scrolling shooter. As you can imagine, they're hard as nails. These shooters. Nice disc, nice print. Yeah, it's definitely from a Neo Geo game because there's a Neo Geo logo print on there. It's opening in there now. But yeah, out of the 4, this is probably the not as good looking cover. It's printed well enough, but it just looks a little bit I don't know if that's how it is, but just looks a little bit faded, like the printer's faded a bit. I don't know, I might be talking nonsense, but that's what it looks like. But yeah, they're not many, but a little assortment of new games for my collections. 2 new collections there, and 3 games which are going into current collections, which, you know, are always welcome, because they really are getting hard to find now, and I'm having to look for other subsets. So, but you know, that's how it is. These squads that I can still buy games, if you know what I mean. It's not like I've run out or they're not coming up. They are coming up, but they're just expensive. At the moment, you know, I'd rather spend a bit here and a bit there and a bit there, rather than just all on one. And with Christmas coming up as well now, as many people might not want to hear it. Christmas shouldn't be mentioned until December or whatever. It's creeping up fast. We're almost into November, and there's Christmas presents to buy for. So yeah, that's why I can't really be buying full price stick squads or the big hitters at the moment. Anyway, that is this first pickups, and then shortly after I'm going to show you my next pickups, which is going to come along. I'm going to record this straight after I say bye bye to you guys. If you're not into 8-bit stuff, it'll really not be your thing. I think you're going to be an hardcore 8-bit boy or girl to be interested in the next video. Anyway, for this one, it's bye for now, and thank you for watching, and see you later.